Looks like it could be another rough night around central and south Alabama when it comes to thunderstorms. It's an impact day for the Birmingham area, and I would call it an alert day for areas south of the Birmingham television market. Demopolis, Selma, Montgomery, a significant threat of severe weather to the south, a marginal threat of severe weather from Birmingham northward through the overnight hours. And there you see what we've got in Birmingham. It's a limited tornado threat, but to the south, it is a much more substantial threat. In fact, damaging winds and tornadoes, a medium threat for those two features from thunderstorms late Sunday evening through early Monday morning over the southern half of the state. Flash flooding and large hail, I think, would be a bigger concern for Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston, with some of the heavier thunderstorms that are blowing through. Now, here's the satellite and radar together as of about 3:49 p.m. That's when I'm recording this. And look at what's going on out to our west. All of this over Louisiana, and you see the way it's aimed? All this action is coming northeast right towards central Alabama. There happens to be a boundary that has set up over the central part of the state. So as we watch the clouds just erupt and you see the lightning exploding within some of these thunderstorms, watch how this is tracking near that boundary, which is set up in the general area of about, say, Clanton down to Livingston and then into central Mississippi. So that's going to be a very key factor in how these thunderstorms behave. The ones that are north of that boundary may just be big hail, some gusty winds. The ones that are near that boundary, they could potentially produce some tornadoes. So let's look at this in the Futurecast. The HRRR model, the HRRR, looking at scattered thunderstorm action through early Sunday evening. And then we start to get our interest piqued by what's going on down here in Marengo County and Choctaw County, and then certainly keep your eye over here into Mississippi. So through the evening hours, thunderstorms increasing. Some of them are going to get very, very heavy. Some of these over the west central part of the state, Pickens County through Noxubee County and Lauderdale County in Mississippi, down toward Marengo County, Hale County, and Greene County. Some of those could be pretty intense, even as early as 8 to 9 p.m. Between 10 and 11, they roll through Birmingham. And you notice there's not been all that much up in this area. Well, that's because we're north of that boundary. It's areas near and south of that boundary, right in here, where the danger zone, I think, is the highest from thunderstorms that will come through in the overnight hours. By 2 a.m., there may be some straggling storms that are left over, and because of that boundary, adding that little extra spin, some of them still could be potentially producing tornadoes south of places like Clanton and Centerville through the early part of Monday morning. And then finally, about 6 o'clock on Monday morning, this all starts to move out. There's a distinct boundary across the state. It's not a cold front in classic terms because Fayette's at 80, Alabaster's at 73 at almost 4 p.m. But look at Evergreen and Troy in the mid-80s, Meridian at 82. There is a tremendous amount of instability in this part of the state and then over into eastern Mississippi. So you've got this trailing boundary from the leftover cool air from the rain this morning that's right in this area right here. And that's the spot where these storms could be the most intense. So that's why we're watching that area so closely. This is the dew point. Same kind of thing we're looking at. Dew points in the upper 60s and low 70s. That is like jet fuel for thunderstorms. Dew points that are in the 50s at Louisville and Columbus, Mississippi, and then in the 40s up here at Tupelo and in Haleyville, 50s in Cullman, 40s in Fort Payne. You got nothing to worry about in North Alabama from this round of thunderstorms tonight. Now, there is a flash flood watch in effect. I think the greatest risk of flooding would be primarily near and south of I-20. And, of course, that does include the Birmingham area, so we're close to that. Some heavy downpours could dump more than an inch of rain in Birmingham, but heavier downpours are likely. Columbiana, Chelsea, Pelham, Alabaster, Wilsonville, Montevallo, down toward Briarfield, and then into Centerville, Clanton, Jemison, Thorsby, where we had some massive hail early Sunday morning, by the way. So the greater risk of flash flooding is going to be where the greater risk of severe weather occurs over the southern part of the state. So kind of a good news, bad news situation for tonight into early morning for the northern part of Alabama. The southern part of the state, though, likely to face some much more substantial severe weather for the overnight hours and into very early Monday morning. Very quickly, here's what the 7-day forecast looks like around here for the next several days. We go from morning showers on Monday to maybe a few spotty showers, mainly south of Birmingham Tuesday, high at 68 Tuesday. Cold Wednesday morning, Thursday and Friday, we start to warm up, and then some showers are possible. I've moved the impact day from Friday to Saturday because that storm system looks a bit delayed. Think of this as one round of showers and storms, most of it on Saturday. The timing on that may still need to be adjusted as we go through the end of this week.